for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As a moment of silence, if we could all remain standing for a minute and just, nothing in particular, but we got some good weather approaching and people are going to be moving around. Let's hope everybody just enjoys the weather but stays safe. Thank you very much. As most of you know, time is allotted at the end of each meeting for the commissioners to receive comments from the public. We have 4 consent items. We have regular session minutes dated April the 9th, 2024. We have liquor minutes dated April the 9th, 2024. Cat Colloquium and National Music Festival raffle only, June the 9th, 2024. April Bitter Project Manager Information Technology Verizon Wireless GSA contract renewal. So I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
And I'll second that. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Then we have 2 special Class C licenses, applications. Eastern Shore Rabbit Rescue and Education Center Incorporated for a beer only, dated May the 4th, 2024. And we have Eastern Shore Rabbit Rescue and Education Center Incorporated for a beer only on September the 7th, 2024. Now, being these are alcohol applications, they're in need of a public hearing, and we will consider today that public hearing. So anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against these 2 applications, feel free to do so at this time. There being none, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve both special Class C per diem liquor license applications for Eastern Shore Rabbit Rescue and Education Center Incorporated.
And I'll second that. All in favor say, we got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. First appointment, Arnessa Dowell, from Director of Kent County Public Library.
Hi.
Welcome.
Good evening. How y'all doing this evening?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for asking. Anybody else come in? Okay. All right. Here we go. So today, can I pass these out to you, gentlemen? Oh.
Here, Arnessa.
All right. Thank you. There you go. There's plenty there, so
Okay.
I wasn't sure. So this is kind of our budget justification on why we need an additional $85,000 more than we needed last year. And so our current ask is $839,000. We currently have 10,779 registered users at Kent County Public Library System. Last year you gave $756,000. And with that $756,000, we were able to save Kent County residents $2,280,456.46. And so the return on investment is major when it comes to the library. During our Love Your Library Month, we received over 60 compliments, mostly about our services, our programs, but most importantly, our staff. So our justification this year, we're asking for a 3% increase in staff, and also we're asking for another position, a part-time position, HR position, in order to facilitate the need in our staffing and actually have more availability. The other thing that we're looking to do in FY 2025 is healthcare benefits. Our benefits are going up, anticipated 4 to 6%. So a 2% increase roughly. And so we haven't gotten that number back yet. So we estimated at the 6%. So if it comes down, we'll definitely let you know, and that would amend some of our ask. The other ask that we have is for our Time to Care Act contribution. That's another around $7,000 roughly. That's in the justification as well. And then electricity costs. So our electricity costs have gone up $15,000, and we don't know why. Right now, we're budgeted at $49,000 for FY 2025. We're supposed to be doing around $46,000 this year alone. And that's like a $15,000 increase over 2023. So right now we have Dan Matheson looking into it for us to kind of see what the issue is. But that's another reason for such an astronomical ask on our part. The other thing I wanted to say is that we are trending up. So the handout. I've been here since 2021, FY 2021. Our circulation has gone from under 100,000 to now over 143,000 as far as materials circulated. The other thing that we have increased on is the people that you actually use the library. So we went from 9,000 to now we have, like I said, 79,000 people up here today. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We are continually increasing the program offerings, which is another reason why we need so many staff. We went from 131 programs offered in 2021 to now last year was 381 programs offered. So we are steadily increasing, and so because of all those increases, we continually need more money. Some of the stories I would like to share with you today have to do with computers. That's another one of our asks that we'll be using our money for, is to get new computers and some more hotspots to obviously help with the digital divide. So I will read this. This was dated back at the beginning of this fiscal year. Dear Arnessa and staff, so much thoughtful and generous support has been consistently provided to my family and I by the KCPL staff. Many requests for books and DVDs to support our interests and schoolwork have been cheerfully filled. So have emergency print jobs to meet school deadlines. I am appreciative of the kind and cheerful conduct of so many of the staff. And now, the surprise winning of a laptop in the summer reading drawing. Thank you so much. I haven't had a computer of my own in 10 years. So, this is quite appreciated, sincerely, Miss Joy. So those are the types of things that we've been using the money for. Our summer reading program is bar none on the Eastern Shore. People keep wondering how such a small county can have so much involvement. And it's because we put everything we have into it. Last year, we had 758 people sign up for our summer reading program. And to give you any kind of indication, and just in Worcester, they had, I think, like 200 or 300 people. And that's a huge county compared to our little small county. We read 911,000 minutes last summer, and we hope to read 1 million minutes this summer. So with all the things that we have going on, this is the reason why we need more money from the commissioners in order to support the things that we have going on here in Kent County, in order to make Kent County the continued place for us to work, live, and play. So thank you, commissioners. I appreciate your time today. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any right now. We appreciate you coming in, and look, it's certainly clear that we're all proud of our Kent County Library, that's for sure, and it does an incredible job. So we agree with you wholeheartedly there. Now, as far as the requests, we'll take in a request, we'll put them on, and we'll work on them, and we'll do the very best we can, I can assure you.
Thank you.
But did you have anything
No,
you want to add?
Okay.
These are pretty spectacular numbers.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. Way to go.
Thank you,
Way to
thank
go.
you, thank you. I have two things for you guys to consider. One is the Yellow House. We received $200,000 to get the whole Yellow House redone. So that will come off of your docket in this next, the next 2 years. So we're working on that now. We've already received the money. Well, I'm sorry. We already received the allocation from the Maryland Historical Trust. So that is in, we're getting the money. And we've signed the NOGA and that kind of thing. I know that was on a docket for as far as like painting, I want to say roof, even some of the interior foundation work that needed to be done. So that can actually come off of the county commissioner's docket. So I just want to let you know that. The other thing is, I noticed that Dan had put in a request for the roof to be redone. Because it's a complete replacement, it will qualify for the Maryland State Library capital project, where we would just have to give 50% instead of the full $133,000 that would be needed. So if the commissioners are interested still in that capital project, please let us know as soon as possible. We will need a letter from you guys, but it wouldn't start until FY 2026. But again, that would help you with, I guess, around $70,000 or so that would not need to be allocated to that project if awarded. And you'll find out in January of 2025 if you awarded the money.
That application is due at the end of May.
Yes, so it's due
correct?
May 24th.
So we'll need the commitment as to whether or not, now that, the request was to do it in 2025, the roof replacement. But I asked Dan if he thought we could Band-Aid through until 2026 if this were to come to fruition, and he said yes, he does believe so.
I don't know about my colleagues, but I think it's kind of a no-brainer that we ought to go and apply for that if we can get 50% funding with that, wouldn't you think? Alan?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Yeah, because, yeah, if we're having those kind of problems, I think it's fair to say that's we'll do that for sure.
Okay, all right then. Well, just don't forget about us. And we saved you $70,000 when I asked for my money. All right, I appreciate you gentlemen so much. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything? Okay.
You can't drive in High Street without going past the library, so you're reminding us every time we ride.
I
by.
do what I can. Well, thank you gentlemen so
welcome.
much for your time. I really, really appreciate it
Thank
tonight.
you
You
very
set
much.
the stage very well for Mr. Wheeler. Now he's got a tough act to follow. How are you gonna, what are you saving us, Mr. Wheeler?
I'm not.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, let me get us in. Yes, ma'am.
Before you leave, this is the
ma'am.
last time that Arnessa will be officially in front of you, because she is moving on, and she's actually moving to Guam, of all places.
Right around the corner.
Right, just right around the corner, just right up the road.
So she's on to very exciting adventures. And I know that I, for one, am very appreciative for all you've done, Arnessa.
Absolutely.
You've
We're
brought
gonna
some
miss you.
energy and life and just excitement to the table every time you're present. So thank you so much from
Thank you.
the staff.
Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys.
We're gonna
I really
miss
do.
you, but best of luck.
Thank you,
Best of
thank
luck.
you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all. And then just so you guys know, we are now an award-winning library. We won an ALA award for sustainability in the workplace. So we won a national award in my time here. So just, FYI, just on my way out. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wheeler, that's gonna be a tough act to follow.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Mr. Wheeler, come on up and give it your best shot.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone this evening? I am just here to get permission from the commissioners, approval from the commissioners to trade in one of our current leased vehicles from Enterprise. We would like to trade this vehicle in to get a to get an SUV. We are currently carrying students across the bridge to non-public placements. So I am saving you some money because it is cheaper to lease an SUV than it is to buy a school bus to transport that student across the bridge. So I am saving you some money. So. All right, but that's what we're asking for. We have some students that are in non-public placements going across the Bay Bridge every day. Right now we're using vans, and I would like to purchase an SUV, well, at least an SUV, so I can carry a student across the bridge instead of using one of our 8-passenger vans. We can keep that van here to transport multiple homeless students to and from school.
How many students are we transporting across?
We have two currently, and one in the making.
One what?
One student in the making. It's in the process.
I got you.
And when you say bridge, do you mean the
The
Chester
Bay
River?
Bridge. Yes, ma'am. The Bay Bridge.
The Bay Bridge?
The Bay Bridge.
The
I'm
big
sorry.
bridge?
Yes.
Wow, no kidding.
Yes.
I think it makes perfect sense to to hire, to do that the way you described it to me. I mean, we have no choice but to transport
Yes, sir.
these students with, so.
And we're trading in one, so it's.
We're
not-
trading in the vehicle, yes, sir.
Correct.
Yeah. You have a problem?
No, I mean,
I think it's something we gotta do, so.
Yes, sir.
We don't have a choice.
I
and
don't
this
think we have a choice. in
Hopefully
this.
more economical.
Yes, I am saving you, like I said.
Right.
School, special needs bus is about $154,000.
Right.
Well, I'll entertain a motion if you got one,
A motion to approve Kent County Public School lease of a Ford Explorer.
and I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See, you did even better. You come out here with a decision.
Yes, sir.
And he's getting out of here now for
Yes, sir.
By the age of the month.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. See you.
Thank you.
Sir. Ma'am, thank you.
Mr. Miller, Human Resource.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I'll apologize in advance if I start to cough a bit, but we're working our way through it.
I hear you.
So I have actually 5 items for your consideration this evening. We can, the first one in my list in any event, is an EMT, a full-time position. You have all the information that's been submitted previously. If there's questions, I'm happy to work my way through any questions you might have about the particular vacancy.
Believe it or not, Mr. Miller, I've looked all 5 of them over, and personally, I don't have an issue with none of them, so
I'd be happy if somebody would entertain a motion to that effect.
I've looked at all of them, and as a matter of fact, I'd like to make a motion to approve conditional offer employment for the recommended 5 candidates.
and I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Short and sweet.
This might be a record.
Yeah, I think it probably is. It will be. Shelley, you got a request for an appeal interest accrued.
Yes, so as you know, from time to time, we receive a request for a waiver of interest on a property tax bill for any variety of reasons. Staff has always recommended that we, and the commissioners have always upheld, that if it is not county staff's fault that the bill was received late, that we do not waive interest, but that is certainly your choice. In this case, it was not staff fault, it was actually the state's fault for entering an incorrect, I believe it was zip code, but that doesn't negate the fact that the property taxes were due and the property owner should have known that they were due.
You know, when I read that, and look, we've had, like you said, periodically, we have these issues, and we've always stood firm that if somebody says that, well, I didn't get it in the mail, we don't have any way of knowing whether that's accurate or not, and that's where we said, if, we're not gonna approve unless the county made a mistake. In this case, obviously, somebody did make a mistake.
But not the county.
No, I agree, it wasn't the county, but it also wasn't the homeowner that's either, so I don't know, I almost feel a little different about this one. It wasn't us, but the homeowner didn't get the right information. I don't know.
But the homeowner also received another property tax bill on another property, and that probably should have been an indication that the other property tax bill should have been shortly following.
I don't know, I'm gonna let my colleague decide. I got a little mixed emotions, and generally, I'm hard fast that the excuse is, well, I didn't get it in the mail in time, it didn't get to me in time, or it was delivered the wrong place. If it's the post office, but this one, I just see where someone did send the wrong information. I don't know. Your thoughts, Albert?
My thoughts are exactly the same. I mean, whether it was the county government or the state government, it looks like to me that there was a little bit of a.
There was a glitch.
There was a glitch,
Yeah.
and they may or probably got another bill, but I know myself, and this probably isn't an excuse, but, I mean, life happens to a lot of us, and when you're, I don't want to open up a can,
I don't at least I feel that we're not opening up a can of worms, because we can point to a mistake, where when it's the excuses that, I didn't get it in the mail, from the mail in time or something like that. We can't prove that, but we can prove this.
Right.
So I'll entertain a motion, and I'm gonna go along with whatever way you go, I'll tell you.
I make a motion to approve the request to remove the interest secured to the property tax for lot 35 Griffith Drive, Galena, Maryland.
And I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it.
And that is all I have for you this evening, unless you have any questions for me.
No. Just out of curiosity, Mr. Miller, when do most of your seasonal jobs begin?
We've been filling positions weekly. I think most of the folks are coming on board in the next 30 days or thereabouts.
I got you, yeah.
We've had a number of folks come in.
I think, and I know we'll be talking personnel sometime during this budget session, but I think we really, I know we've kicked it around before, but we got another licensed water and wastewater operator, I guess, is retiring.
Correct, that is correct.
So our problem with that position, those positions, isn't getting any better. The lack of having qualified operators, and I don't know how we deal with that, but I know it's going to, if we don't deal with it somehow, it's going to cause us a problem.
The utility tech that you approved a few minutes ago was a step in that direction.
Right.
The person didn't have the credentials to go straight to a plant operator. We've been kicking around other ideas, but it's such a small pool of candidates, and we're competing with
Everybody.
everybody.
Yeah,
It's getting tough. I think your idea at one of our most recent meetings about trying to grow our own is absolutely the way. And Dan and I talked about that some. Bringing in utility techs, moving them, get them to move along. We tried that. We had one that didn't fly, but we think the latest one that was just approved is going to be more interested to head that direction.
even if we hired a couple extra utility techs to work along with our operators, like almost on like an apprentice program or something for a while, give them enough to interest them in the job, but then if they didn't do anything for the first 6 months, but follow these operators around and learn the job, and maybe they would become, I don't know, but I know we got to keep an eye on that, because look, we got a lot of important employees, paramedics, EMTs, police officers, fire. But this isn't a glamorous job, maybe water and wastewater, but it's an important one.
Absolutely, yeah, and we've been talking about it in my office as well as with Dan, and we're of the same opinion. I think the idea of what I used to do in past life with positions that were high turnover or hard to fill jobs was exactly what you were just describing, allowing the department to overstaff, to overhire for a period of time, to make some allowances for turnover, but also to use it as a feeder pool. So, yeah, we have, if we have your permission to head down that path, we'll certainly drive towards that.
Well, that's my opinion. Now, what Albert thinks, or John, we'll wait till John gets back. It'll be part of the budget, but I think we got to do something. And the licensed operators, like you say, everybody, every town, every county, every state, they're all looking for them, and they don't grow on trees.
No, the price tag just continues to get more difficult.
Albert and I was talking before the meeting that some of these jobs that's in the county that good jobs and there's nobody stepping up to the plate to take them over. The problem's gonna get worse all the time, I think.
It is, unfortunately.
We were actually
Everybody
talking.
comes up with the same kind of ideas of
We-
what to do, but you end up in a bidding war, frankly.
Yeah, we were actually talking about the job of a surveyor, and we know a bunch of them here in the county, and they're all retiring, and they're getting done. No young people stepping up to take it over, and they're decent, they're jobs you can support a family and stuff on. It's amazing to me. But anyhow,
I appreciate it, yeah, we'll keep kicking it around. Yeah, it's been a tough one for us.
I guess that's one of the shortest meetings we've had for a while,
We have
for
Ms.
sure.
Pearsall.
Huh?
We have Ms. Pearsall.
Inspector Pearsall's hanging out in the back of the room.
Did I skip over her?
No, she's
No.
next.
Yes, she is on there. I'm sorry. Bonnie, come forward. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
He thought you just liked hanging out.
I thought you were really bored.
Yeah, there's only one of them in the audience.
Good evening. All county issued alcohol beverage license expire annually at the end of April. The staff recommends proceeding with the approval of 59 renewal applications. 2 establishments will require conditional approvals. Nope, we met them. Yes, so nobody will need conditional approvals. The Kate team will make every effort, but I don't need to do that either because we don't have any contingencies. So we just need approval of all of the 59 applicants for the renewal applications.
Very good. Then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the 59 renewal applications.
And I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Sorry about the misinformation. It happened,
It's updated by the minute.
it happened quickly this
It was
evening.
literally updated by the minute because we've had a lot of foot traffic and a
Yeah.
lot of the licensees were making those last minute efforts to have a complete application with no contingencies.
So we're glad about that.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing, I conducted routine inspections for 55 establishments, alcohol establishments for Q3, which consisted of January, February, and March. A fine was issued to an establishment for not complying with Maryland Alcohol Beverages Annotated Code Section 24-1903 for not having staff trained with an alcohol awareness program. That has since been corrected. Inspector Pearsall has issued some of the 2024 ID guidebooks. The remaining will be issued coming up within the next month. I issued the 2024 age of purchase calendars and additional education materials to both alcoholic beverage establishments and tobacco establishments. Phew, I can't talk tonight. Inspector conducted 29 compliance checks for tobacco establishments with a 100% compliance rate. I just want to throw out there that the Kate team is looking for responsible 18 to 20 and a half year old for compliance checks on tobacco retailers. The Kate team is also looking for responsible 21 to 27 year olds to be mystery shoppers who will use the yellow and green cards to check alcohol establishments for compliance, making sure they are asking for identification from their patrons. And that's all I have.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
You do the same. Time of the night for public comment, media review, anybody? John, it's directed right straight at you. You're the only public we got. Bill, did you you have anything specific?
No, sir, I noticed that I missed a call that you made, so I was coming to follow up on that with you afterwards.
I'll speak to you when we adjourn here, but just, do you think today's meeting we had was productive?
I thought it was, yes.
Okay, I thought it was as well, but sometimes the planning lingo and the legal lingo confuses me a little bit, but it's what I gathered, bits and pieces, it sounded productive.
Seems like both sides walked away with a set of instructions, so I don't think it gets better than that.
Very good, very good. Thank you. All right, then, I guess I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Okay, I am heading